Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to create a .NET Web API using C# Visual Studio 2022 and the latest .NET 8 version. So in this tutorial I will show you basically this is the code first approach that I'm going to show you, and then we will create all the CRUD operations, which is create, read, update, delete operations, and then I will run it, add some data, and then also we will retrieve those data and show in the web browser. Okay, so that's the purpose of this tutorial. So let's start. So open your Visual Studio 2022, and if you want to know how to install and download Visual Studio 2022, then I have a tutorial on that. I will provide the link in the description. Now click on create a new project. Here search for API, and you'll see all these things. We are interested in this ASP.NET Core Web API. Okay, so which uses the which is not the .NET Framework version but the other version. So you can see there are .NET Framework related applications here. We don't want this, but we are interested in the .NET Core Web API. Okay, using C#. So this is the C# language, or you can filter it from here as well, and then based on the language things will be displayed here. Now click on next. Here give a name to your API. So in my case I'll be creating a library API, and you can leave rest as you like, or you can change the location if you want to change it. In my case it is my D drive demo folder. Okay, click on next, and here you can see the framework version here. So I have the latest .NET 8, so I'm using that. I also have other versions, but I want to run this tutorial for this project using .NET 8, so I will select that, and you can leave rest as it is, and then click on create button. So the project has been created, and we can run it once to see whether it is working correctly or not. So click on this run button. So a Swagger interface will open up here. So you can so it is provided by default with this template, so it will be easy to go through all the whatever APIs you have, or all the operations of that API, so you can see using this Swagger API. Okay, so now here you can see by default a weather forecast get method has been provided, which is fine, and let's click on try it out and then execute, and then you can see that it is now getting a 200 success with the results, right? So it means the default template is working correctly. So stop this so stop your application, and then go back to your Solution Explorer. So if you cannot find your Solution Explorer, then go to View, Solution Explorer. Okay, click on this, and then this window will come up on the right side. Now let's add a model folder. Okay, first step is that. So click or right click on this solution on this project file, and then this will open up, and then click on add new folder and name it as model, and add a class. Let's call this class as book. And within this class we can add some properties. Public int id get set, then public string, which is the book name, and then public string and author. Now it will throw these warnings, so you have to use nullable. So this question marks, and then now this model is created, right? So the next step is to add the Nuget packages. So go here, so you can see all this default package which is installed here. Now what we will do is we will add a Nuget package. So click on this manage Nuget packages, go to browse, and search here So yeah, go here and search for Microsoft Entity Framework core.design. So this is the one which we want. So install this, click accept, and now this package will get installed. So you can see this latest version has been installed here, right? So the next step is, so close this Nuget package window. Now this is done. So now we need to add a controller class. Okay, so controller is our entry point, so which will basically all the endpoints will be listed in the controller class. So right click this, add controller, select here API, and here access using entity framework. Okay, you have to select this one. So add. Now here in the model class, we have already created a model class, so which is called as book. So select that. Default it will suggest a name, books controller, which is fine. And then here we have to select a DB context class. So right now it is blank. So click on this plus, and by default this name will be suggested. You can keep it or you can change the name if you want. Okay, but let's keep this name. Click on add button, and now you can see the database provider has changed to SQL Server, and add. So the control class has been added now. So here all these so operations has been added: create, read, update, delete. So you can click on this drop down and you can see the CRUD operations are here. So get is your so post is your create, and read is your get, and then update is your put, and delete is this delete, right? So all these operations are here. So that is your CRUD operations. You can go through the code and see like how it is written. So this is the default code which is added by .NET, right? So this is the standard code. Now the next step is to create a database. Okay, so to do that you have to go to the package console. So we have now opened the package manager console. So you have to type this command, add migration, and provide some name like init, and then it will add the necessary files. You can ignore if you are getting this kind of error, because this is just the version number difference, which will not make much it will not create any issue actually. So because here if you go to dependencies, packages, when I installed the design entity framework or design, it also installed some other files, okay, other DLLs, which has a different version, and so it noticed that there is an updated version as well available right now. So that is why it is throwing this error. You can update each of these. You can actually right click, update, and then update each of these so that this error doesn't come. But if you don't update also, it is not a problem. It will not create any issues for you. Okay. Now next step is update database, and hit enter. Okay, so now the database has been created with the table which should be called as book. Okay, so let's verify that. Go to your SQL Server Object Explorer. You can click on this view and select this. So this will open up, and here refresh this, and then go to databases, and you can see this library API context database has been added here. So let's go to tables, and you can see this dbo.book has been added, right? So right now it will be blank. So click on view data. So there is no data here. So we have to add the data. So close this. So let's see what else has happened. So you can see a migration folder has been created when we ran the add migration command. So this folder will be created. Now there is another thing that will be updated in the program.cs. So here you can see this code has been added here. Add db context, get connection string, and then it is saying that whatever connection string is used under this key, use that connection string to connect to this database. Okay, so if you go to app settings.json with the same name, you will find an entry here, library API context, right, under connection strings, and this is the entry, and by default, so this is added to your local database, right? So this is the this is how .NET adds the or creates a database and adds the tables, etc., using the code first approach. So this is, so we have now done the all the major things, whatever is necessary before we need to before we start running it. So now, since we are ready, what we can do is we can run it. So now you can see your library API coming up here. So with all the CRUD operations, get, post, get, put, delete, all the operations are here. So what we can do now is, so if we do a get, you'll not get anything, right? Because the database table is blank, as I have shown you before. Try this post operation now and click on try it out. And here you can see the default template. So we don't need the ID. By default, .NET will add the identity. So you just need name and author. So name, I will just give some name here and auth1, and then click on execute. And you can see that 201, which is success, has come back, and this has been created now. So let's create something else. Auth2, and click on this execute. So now another one has also been created, right? You have got a 201 message. Now let's do a get and see if it is able to retrieve all the things which we have added here. So if you do a get, click again the try it out, click on execute, and you can see it is returning both the records which we just added. All right, so that's how you do a get. So I have shown you get, I have shown you post. Now let's go down and do a put. So put is you have to add an ID and it will update that. So if you see that the first item here, so I have named this as ABC auth1, right? Let's change it. Okay, now let's try to do a put here, and I will click on this try it out, and we'll change the first item. Okay, so which is the ID1. ID1, let's change the name to something else, and author to, let's give like unknown. Yeah, execute. Okay, so it is a success. It is saying that it is a success. So let's again go back to your get and see that whether this has been updated. So this should be updated. This name and author should be updated now. So try it out, execute, and now you can see that this has been updated. Yeah. Now let's delete one of these. Go down and click on this delete and try it out. And in this case, we want to delete the number 1 record, or let's delete the number 2 record. Yeah. So click on execute, and we got a success message. So let's again go and check. So if you come back here, you can see 2 entries, right? So let's try to execute it again. Refreshed, and now you can see the second record is gone. So now you have only 1 record. So this is how you update or do all the CRUD operations using the default Swagger API provided in the Visual Studio. If we go back to our Visual Studio and then view, let's stop this. So go to SQL Server here, and then let's view the data here. You can see this data is there, right? Moonrider unknown. So all the data that it is getting it from the database. So when we do any update operations, delete operations, everything is happening on this database table. All right. So that is how you need to create your tables. You can create multiple tables if you want. So what you have to do is go here and add multiple tables like this, like book or book 2, book 3, book 4. You can add multiple tables like this, and then you can create more controllers, okay, based on these multiple tables. Hopefully if you liked it, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.